What the fuck am I doing here? The pre and the post awakening question. Hello, I'm your host, Dasha. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am so honored you're here and the universe has put you in here, the algorithm gods somehow. And let's take a breath first, because if you're watching this video, you're either binging all my content, you're like, I don't even care what it's about, give me the transmission, or you've been searching this question and you've been pondering and watching all these beautiful people share on it, or just like randomly this came up and you like ask the gods and the universe just knows because it knows, because you are the universe and it's winking at you. So let's just take a breath into this tender fucking question. And I just honor you. I honor you for contemplating such a difficult question. I honor you for contemplating such a profound question, a difficult question, a beautiful question, an expansive question, maybe even a bit of contraction, right? There's a bit of fear around it. So, okay, I need to get comfortable for this. This is going to be like, okay, so let's talk pre-awakening. Let's talk about pre-awakening quickly, and then we'll talk about post-awakening, because I've been doing this work for a very long time. And today I was sitting by the canal in Paris, having my croissant and pain chocolat and my cappuccino. I was looking around at the beauty and I'm like, fuck yeah, this is fucking awesome. I love my life. Yesterday, a very traumatic experience happened. And because of the work I've done, I feel really fucking good. It brought up a lot of past trauma too. So the past trauma feels a lot more because it was like oh my God. My two medicine things for me are men, my biggest teachers, and money. All right. And I remember I had this lover that we were like exclusive, and then he went away, and it was like something happened. My intuition was telling me he came back super depressed. We ended up like ending things. We reconnected later on, and that night he was like, oh, you know how I went to the thing and I slept with that woman? So he told me he cheated on me that way. But the next thing was like, oh, and I got her pregnant. So it's kind of like that. It's like there was a traumatic experience that I got over, but then a new unfolding information came through that like just shook me like, okay, fuck. So this memory just came. It was like, wow, that was fucking bleh. I can laugh about it now, but in the moment it was not funny, obviously. Okay, my love. So I always share crazy random stories and go on tangents. So I appreciate your love and compassion and attention. This is the magic of these. I don't want it to be 30 seconds that you're just scrolling and scrolling and just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I want you to land. I want you to ground. I want you to receive. I want you to be filled up by this rather than like drained. So remember, if you have a golden nugget, favorite frame, chuck it in the comments. Biggest takeaways, comments, whatever you want. Okay, so so I'm sitting here and I'm contemplating. I'm on the canal. I'm contemplating. I'm loving life, contemplating like, wow, I really got over that traumatic experience quickly. Awesome. And then I'm like, why the fuck am I here? Why am I here? Not in Paris, but in the world. What am I even doing with this human experience? Does it even matter anything I'm doing? Right? Like, I'm like, wow, I'm having this question, like, truly right now. I'm going to make a YouTube about this because it's like, wow, we have it. Even when we've created a dream business, a dream movement, um, life is fucking epic. I got a really exciting news yesterday. about a full circle moment. And I'm really like, full circle moments are just happening right now for me. And yeah, it's like, what the hell? What am I doing? And I'm like, really? I'm asking this? I know what I'm doing, but do I know what I'm doing? So I'm going to talk about the post awakening because something that my client is actually really grasping with right now. But let's talk about pre awakening. Let's talk about the pre awakening. And this is where you are living a normal life. You're working your 9 to 5 and you hate it. You fucking hate it. You hate your life. You hate everything. And then you're like, there gotta be more. There gotta be fucking more. Why the fuck am I here to be a slave? There got to be more. I wasn't born to be enslaved into modern society. And you're looking around, but everyone is happy or is miserable, but no one does anything about it. Everyone's marriage sucks. Everyone's relationships suck. They don't suck. They're okay, but they're not okay. And they're sexless and pleasureless. And you live for the weekend to get fucked up. Every night you just numb yourself. Just numb, 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 numb. Numb yourself with addictions, with porn, numbing yourself with junk food, with Netflix, with your phone. You might be numbing yourself right now with this video. Hopefully by the end it shifts. And you're like, what the fuck am I doing here? And this is your soul. This is your soul desiring more. This is your soul like, yeah, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, let's shake shit up. You could also be on the other side where your soul is like, I'm taking matters into my own hands. And your soul has blown up your life. You lost your job, you lost a person, you had a near-death experience, you actually had suicidal ideation. It's like you've come to a breaking point. You've come to a breaking point, and your soul is like, yo, wake the fuck up, start asking questions, start looking deeper, start looking around. There's more to life. Being a modern day slave is not what the human experience was designed to be. No, it is not. It's part of a level to break free. And there's so much support, and our beliefs create our reality. And you get to choose where you go, where the next step is. So why are you here? Why are you here? That is a question to ponder. But one thing I can tell you, that it's not doing what you fucking hate that drains you every day. I can say that it is about contribution to humanity, because that's what you get at the end of the journey of self-discovery. But honestly, the thing I recommend is going on the journey of discovery. Like, we don't know. We don't fucking know. Obviously, I don't even know. I thought I knew. Every time I get to a point where I'm like, yes, I get it. I've made it. The universe is like, no, bitch. And you're like, what? But does that make you be like, what the fuck is the point, right? I'm going to talk about this in the post-awakening. And maybe I should have split these videos, but I also feel like maybe it will give clarity of where you've come from, and maybe it will give clarity of where you can get to. There is a point where I'm like, I should have split this, whatever. Maybe I will. Maybe I can do that for me. So you are here, and my advice is you follow your bliss. You just follow this intuitive, like, I want to do an ayahuasca, or I want to trip on some LSD, or I want to try a dance class. I want to go to an ecstatic dance. I want to try this breath work, or, just like, oh, I want to fucking go to Burning Man, or this retreat, or this. Just start following. following your intuition and following your bliss. What would I want to do this pottery class? I want to quit this fucking job. I want to quit this job and travel the world. Like, I love travel. Travel really opens our perspective of what is possible. It introduces us to different cultures that don't live like this crazy life. And then we walk around being like, they're so miserable. They don't have the internet. And they're so fucking happy just like being in nature. And then you're like, wait, are they miserable? Oh my God. Maybe it's me that's miserable. So I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm just going to tell you to keep following. Maybe you want to binge this channel and be like, what the fuck? Maybe you want to dive into energetics. Maybe you want to dive into tantra. Maybe you want to cycle. Maybe go on a sailing adventure. Maybe do the thing that you've been wanting to do as a child, but you never felt good enough. This is your time. This is your time, because there's no another life, not in this vessel. And it's not going to be the way you remember it. So enjoy it. Enjoy it now. This is the time of ultimate potential and ultimate possibility. So let's talk about post. So then you might have had your awakening, right? You might have just like had that ayahuasca journey, did that yoga retreat, did the breath work, been like, fuck the matrix. What the fuck? I'm not going to be a slave. I'm breaking free. I'm breaking free. And then you're like, I'm a universal cosmic being and I'm the soul reincarnated in this body. Now what? What the fuck's the point? I'm going to keep living this same life. What's the point of trying, or what's the point of doing? Maybe you had an ego death where you realized that everything you were doing, you thought you were doing from love, but it's been from hatred and shame for the world and for yourself. It's like you've been chasing the fucking carrot and the CEO position because you felt incapable, unworthy, not good enough, and you were like seeking this validation. And now you like found love for yourself and you don't need that validation. And now you have zero drive and motivation to do anything. You're like, I'm content and I'm abundant. You've discovered abundance, and now you're rejecting money and society. And actually, you've just run away to live in a community. And somehow you got the internet, and somehow you're watching this video because you're in a community in the middle of nowhere, rejected the matrix, and you're still unhappy. And you're like, wait, but I thought I discovered the happiness, but why the fuck am I still here? Like, what's the fucking point? Or maybe you've reached your ultimate potential and you're a leader of a mystery school and a huge movement, and you have hit like fame and so much money, and you understand the energetics of money, and you know it's just abundant and you can have anything you want. And then you're like, why the fuck am I here? You love your life, you're content, and you're grateful, and you're following your intuition and your desire, and you're still like, why am I here? Let's take a breath into that. You know, as we're lightheartedness. And it's not to bypass the depth of this conversation and the trauma and the fear and the shame and the like, what the fuck, I'm having this conversation. Why am I here? Like, if I'm gonna be having this conversation now, are you fucking serious? So let's talk the just the post awakening where you don't know how to keep yourself motivated. This is common. This is so common. And you are like, I'm an ultimate being, I can do anything. Then do it, right? And you're like, but why should I? And this is the point where you sit with yourself and you're like, okay, what I am a creator. I am born to create. I have forgotten that. And now I get to remember. What do I want to create? What the fuck do I want to create? If I could do anything, I'm not just gonna sit and game all day just because I can. That's actually a trauma response to avoiding life. And then mind fucking yourself, spiritually bypassing that you're just, a soul. You can do anything. But actually, when you try and go for something, you just give up and you never fulfill on it. You never succeed. You never have. So you decided to just run away to a community. But you still haven't fulfilled in anything or succeeded. Never been enough. Just been spiritually bypassing. And now you have an excuse not to do anything. So what do? Well, I can't tell you, but I can invite you to ponder, because I've seen many people in this position, many clients, many people coming my way, friends, lovers. And this is the thing. You are now in the space of the feminine, the receptivity. I stumble with my words. I'm sorry. Receptivity. You are in the allowing, in the receiving. But the Tao know it. It's the balance. You came from the masculine of do, non-stop. And then you went to the polar opposite. And that's what happens. We kind of go from one extreme to the other. What do we want to do? We want to come into balance. The Tao has got it. We come into balance. We want to come into the balance of the masculine and feminine. We want to really anchor our masculine, and we want to anchor in our feminine. We want to be able to lead ourselves, to hold the structure, to hold the presence, to hold the communication, the drive, the ambition, the warrior energy of going, of hunting and getting it. And the feminine of surrender, pause, lean back, receive, being taken care of. We both have both. And when we meet someone, we kind of like polarize. The strongest pole wins. So you're now in the feminine, whether you're a man or a woman. And the invitation is that you sit with, if anything was possible, and I could live in the most magical land, what would I create? Because that is the ultimate question, because that is your ultimate power. This human experience is a game, is a simulation. You are a magician that can do anything. Not everything, but anything you put your focus on. And you have forgotten. But it would be so boring. When like the game is so easy, you're like, okay, I'm finished. If it was that easy. So you've put all these challenges, all these destiny points, all these moments of awakening, remembering, these winks from the universe, these magical reconnections, these synchronicities, serendipity in your path, because that's exciting, that's playful, that gives you life, that gives you motivation, that gives you the drive for why you're here. So if you could create anything to live in the most magical land, what would you create? For me, I'm creating magic and consent being mainstream. I want to live in the world where magic and consent is mainstream, that you can stop and wink at each other and know the magic is real, that there's wizards and magicians and witches and like walking through life, human, like magicking, not humaning, effortless, seamless rather than effort and struggle. That people walk in safety of their nervous system, that they're projecting love into the other person instead of hatred and shame and hurt. People hurt people. Happy people spread joy and love and magic. So what land, what world would you like to live in? And yes, it's so easy to get sucked into the fear and the terror and the shame of humanity. That is the point. That is the plan. That is the plan, to keep people small, to keep people distracted from the magic. It's kind of your plan. You've created the plan, so then it will be more challenging. It'll be more exciting when you get on the other side. And you love to mindfuck yourself to give it that extra oomph, love, excitement, joy, like a little bit of a hit of adrenaline. So my question to you is, what would you create? And start going for it. It's not about the destination, it's about the journey. Remember that. And sometimes there will be parts of you that pull you back, protect pieces, subconscious beliefs, beliefs that were put in you from your parents, the shackles of the money trauma, the money shame. That is all happening at once. And secretly, you might not believe me right now. There will be a point where you may, and maybe you will never. And that's okay. I always say, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. So that's your face. If I miss your face, put your face in the comments. Now I'm going to talk to the ultimate spiritual guru that has made it. And I'm exaggerating, but like you're conscious, you've healed your traumas, you've healed your money stuff, you've healed your relationship stuff, you're in beautiful partnership with kids, with wife. Or maybe you're not there yet. Maybe family hasn't been the thing, and maybe family is the next thing. But say you reached it all and you're sitting there and you're in bliss and you're fully held and supported by the universe, and you have that question. Or maybe you have that question because there's a part on edge. There's a part of you on edge and it feels in scarcity around something. So, why are you here? Maybe it's coming from that piece. Maybe listen to the piece, get curious, or invite it to step back and see if the question is still here. And maybe the answer just comes. My intuition is to say, to look at areas that are not working and then strive for bliss and joy and pleasure in those areas. Maybe there's something bigger, greater that you've been wanting to do, but you didn't. But why are you ultimately here? I have a lot of answers to that on my personal level, but I don't think I can ever answer this question for you. I can just give you so much perspective and wonder and awe and mystery and questioning, like, okay. There's many reasons you can be here, creating a movement, creating change, being a beautiful parent, just being you, because you transforms the world. You being you transforms the world. There's nothing you have to do. But then maybe there will be something you want to do to contribute to society, to humanity. If you truly believed in oneness and you saw everyone as a part of you, what would you like to contribute to yourself? If you loved yourself, how could you love yourself even more? If this question is triggering, maybe you can come back to this piece that needs the love. I really hope this video was fascinating and interesting. It was a wild ride we went on today. I enjoyed it. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe if you're new. Welcome to the family. Welcome to Skoda, the mystery school of mischief, for the rebels, for the change makers, the thought leaders. So much love to you. And if you're sharing this in your email or on your socials and you're like, watch this, share a few lines. Like, why should they watch it? What impacted you? What were your biggest takeaways? I'm so excited to hear from you. So much love to you. And I will see you soon. Big love. Thank you.